Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Soldier Field. Soldier Field is an American football stadium located in the near south side of Chicago, Illinois. It opened in 1924 and is the home field of the Chicago Bears of the National Football League, who moved there in 1971. The stadium's interior was mostly demolished and rebuilt as part of a major renovation project in 2002 which modernized the facility and lowered seating capacity but also caused it to be delisted as a National Historic Landmark. Soldier Field has served as the home venue for a number of other sports teams in its history, including the Chicago Cardinals of the NFL, University of Notre Dame football, and the Chicago Fire of Major League Soccer, as well as games from the 1994 FIFA World Cup, the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup and multiple CONCACAF Gold Cup championships. With a football capacity of 61,500, it is the third smallest stadium in the NFL. In 2016, Soldier Field became the second oldest stadium in the league, when the Los Angeles Rams began playing temporarily at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, which opened a year earlier than Soldier Field. History. Soldier Field was designed in 1919 and opened on October 9, 1924 as Municipal Grant Park Stadium. The name was changed to Soldier Field on November 11, 1925 as a memorial to U.S. soldiers who had died in combat. Its formal dedication as Soldier Field was on Saturday, November 27, 1926, during the 29th annual playing of the Army-Navy game. Its design is in the neoclassical style with Doric columns rising above the east and west entrances. The stadium cost $13 million to construct, a very large sum for a sporting venue at that time. Early configuration. In its earliest configuration, Soldier Field was capable of seating 74,280 spectators, and was in the shape of a U. Additional seating could be added along the interior field, upper promenades and on the large open field and terrace beyond the north end zone, bringing the seating capacity to over 100,000. Chicago Bears move-in. Soldier Field was used as a site for many sporting events and exhibitions. The Chicago Cardinals used it as the home field for their final season in Chicago in 1959. A dozen years later, in September, the Chicago Bears moved in originally with a 3-year commitment. They previously played at Wrigley Field, best known as the home of the Chicago Cubs baseball team, but were forced to move to a larger venue due to post-AFL-NFL merger policies requiring that stadium capacities seat over 50,000 spectators. They had intended to build a stadium in Arlington Heights. In 1978, the Bears and the Chicago Park District agreed to a 20-year lease and renovation of the stadium. Both parties pooled their resources for the renovation. The playing surface was AstroTurf. From 1971 through 1987, replaced with natural grass in 1988. Replacement talks. In 1989, Soldier Field's future was in jeopardy after a proposal was created for a McDome, which was intended to be a domed stadium for the Bears but was rejected by the Illinois legislature in 1990. Because of this, Bears president Michael McCaskey considered relocation as a possible factor for a new stadium. The Bears had also purchased options in Hoffman Estates and Aurora. In 1995, McCaskey announced that he and Northwest Indiana developers agreed to construction of an entertainment complex called Planet Park, which would also include a new stadium. However, the plan was rejected by the Lake County Council. And in 1998, Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley proposed that the Bears share Comiskey Park with the Chicago White Sox. Public transportation. The closest Chicago L station to Soldier Field is the Roosevelt Station on the Orange, Green, and Red lines. The Chicago Transit Authority also operates the 28th Soldier Field Express bus route to the stadium from Ogilvie Transportation Center and Union Station. There are also two Metra stations close by: the Museum Campus, 11th Street Station on the Metra Electric Line, which also is used by South Shore Line trains, and 18th Street, which is only served by the Metro Electric Line. Pace also provides access from the northwest, west, and southwest suburbs to the stadium, with 4 express routes from Schaumburg, Lombard, Bolingbrook, Burr Ridge, Palos Heights, and Oak Lawn. College football. NIU Huskies football plays select games at Soldier Field, all of which have featured the Huskies hosting a team from the Big Ten Conference. Northern Illinois University is located in DeKalb, 65 miles to the west on Interstate 88. Notre Dame Fighting Irish football used the stadium as home field for the 1929 season while Notre Dame Stadium was being constructed. The school has used Soldier Field for single games on occasion, both prior to and since the 1929 season. Hockey. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Miami Redhawks played a doubleheader on February 17, 2013, with the Wisconsin Badgers and Minnesota Golden Gophers in the Hockey City Classic, the first outdoor hockey game in the history of the stadium. A Chicago Gay Hockey Association intra-squad game was held in affiliation with the Hockey City Classic. The Chicago Blackhawks played against the Pittsburgh Penguins on March 1, 2014 as part of the NHL's Stadium Series. The Blackhawks defeated the Penguins 5-1 before a sold-out crowd of 62,921. The team also held its 2015 Stanley Cup Championship celebration at the stadium instead of Grant Park, where other city championships have typically been held due to recent rains. February 7, 2015, Soldier Field hosted another edition of the Hockey City Classic. The event had been delayed due to unusually warm weather and complications with the quality of the ice. The 2015 edition of the Hockey City Classic featured a match between Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan, followed by a match between the Big Ten's Michigan and Michigan State. February 5, the organizers of the Hockey City Classic organized the Unite on the Ice event benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The event was centered upon a celebrity hockey game with former NHL and AHL players, as well as a public free skate at Soldier Field. Participants in the celebrity game included Eric Daze, Jamal Mayers, and Gino Cavallini. Dennis Savard was in attendance, serving as an honorary coach during the game. February 15, 2015, Soldier Field hosted another Chicago Gay Hockey Association intra-league match in association with the Hockey City Classic at Soldier Field. Special Olympics. The first International Special Olympics Summer Games were held at Soldier Field in Chicago on July 19, 1968. The Games spanned 2 days and more than 1,000 people with intellectual disabilities from 26 U.S. states and Canada competed in track and field and swimming, sparking a worldwide Special Olympics movement that now thrives today. Rugby Union. The stadium hosted its first international rugby union test match between the United States Eagles and New Zealand All Blacks on November 1, 2014 as part of the 2014 end-of-year rugby union tests. More than half of the 61,500 tickets were sold within 2 days. The All Blacks beat the Eagles 74-6. The stadium hosted its second International Rugby Union match on September 5, 2015, with the United States hosting Australia as part of the 2015 Rugby World Cup warm-up matches. Shortly before both teams were due to travel to England for the 2015 Rugby World Cup, the Eagles were defeated 47-10. Ireland beat New Zealand 40-29 on November 5, 2016 at Soldier Field, as part of the 2016 end-of-year Rugby Union Internationals, the very first time Ireland had beaten the All Blacks in a test match in 111 years of play. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?